Coastal helped lead a national lobbying and public relations effort to preserve credit unions' membership expansion and their tax-exempt status. It worked. In 1998, Congress passed H.R. 1151, the Credit Union Membership Access Act, ensuring all Americans the freedom to choose where they save, where they borrow, and where they conduct their financial business.
In the 80s, some things started to happen to the economy of this country. There became deregulation. And what it did is it sent up a warning signal was, can credit unions survive in the future? Putting their eggs all in one basket, i.e. based on one single employer or one industry. This credit union saw the light on that. We got an interpretive ruling from the National Credit Administration that says credit unions begin reaching out and serve small employee groups. They didn't have a large enough base individually to form their own credit union, so they needed a door to get into an existing credit union. Well, this credit union was at the forefront of getting into that. Today, this credit union serves over 1,200 different groups. It's successful because they didn't sit back. They didn't wait. They saw the need, and they moved out to address that need.
One of my responsibilities while I've been here was business development. So I was very involved with H.R. 1151. And that was a lot of fun because I was the person that brought in our first SEGs to the organization. And so I thought it was very important that we not lose that ability going forward. So I was, I was very ingrained in all that was going on for H.R. 1151, went to D.C. So that was a big part of my career here was the business development up until a point.
Well, Larry was an ardent supporter of H.R. 1151 and probably as effective as anybody in the country to help generate legislative support for that very important piece of legislation. That legislation actually saved credit unions from an adverse Supreme Court decision that had initiated right here in North Carolina. And so Larry was on the front lines of that, and Larry was very effective on the front lines. And I'm not going to say that the H.R. 1151 effort would not have been successful without Larry, but I would not have wanted to been a part of that effort without Larry, because his leadership and his cool, calm, collective head in dealing with congressmen, dealing with members of the Senate was vitally important to that successful effort.